To commence the panel discussion, I heartily welcome the respected moderator, Dr. G. Sudha, HOD, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Dr. G. Sudha is the Associate Professor and the Head of the Department, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, having awarded the PhD for the research on power quality assessment and fault diagnosis of transmission lines using Rogowski coils. Dr. Sudha has 8 publications in Web of Science Index journals. She has the total of 35 years of teaching experience at various capacities and efficiently led the department for NBA and NAC accreditation during 2022 and 23. Dr. Sudha has guided thousands of students throughout her illustrious career. I heartily welcome you, ma'am. I request you to commence the panel discussion.
Thank you, Madhuri Madam. Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the third session. The title is Skills for Future Workforce. We have already started the session with a keynote address by Venkatesh Murthy. It was really very interesting. He was addressing to one of the very rare job opportunities. To start with, I welcome all the members for the session today. Shri M.G. Balkrishna, sir, please come over to the dais. Okay. Shri M.G. Balkrishna, then Shri Pranam Kapoor, Dr. Banu Prashant, Shri Anand T, Shri Chinmay Anand, Shri Arun Kumar, and myself. Though I have the biodata here to introduce each of them, I feel that if they introduce themselves, they are going to give you a better perspective about what are their interests, and then we can move on with the session. Sir, Mr. Balkrishna, sir.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good evening, BIT. Today I am proud to stand in front of you. I am also an ex-BIT man. I have come from 1982 batch in a mechanical engineering. Basically, I started my own first generation as a first generation entrepreneur. I'm into LPG industry. We were the first private sector LPG to get LPG as a private sector to India. Started in 1993. It's around 31 years old business. I'm also into cylinder manufacturing, where I manufacture the LPG cylinder. Also different other businesses verticals I do. Now I am representing as a senior vice president of Federation of Karnataka Chamber of Commerce and Industry too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Shri Pranam S. Kapoor, Vice President and Senior Partner, Data and AI Genpact.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. My name is Pranam, ex-BITian, batch of 90. From an academic standpoint, after passing out from BIT, worked for a few years, did my MBA from IIM Bangalore, and been working in industry since. Right now working with Genpact, I head their data and analytics division. Looking forward to today's discussion.
Sir, I welcome Dr. Banu Prakash. He is a professor, Department of Medical Electronics from BMS College of Engineering.
A very good afternoon to all of you. I am Dr. Bhanu Prashant. I have come from the BMS College of Engineering. I represent the academia in this particular panel discussion session. I have been in teaching for more than 33 years. I have seen generations of students going out, and as all of you will agree with me for sure, nowadays generation change happens every 1 year, right? So in that context, I have been in touch with my old students and I think I'll address about what are the changes in the industrial scenarios for which you should be geared up to take up and live up to the challenges. And basically, I am a professor in medical electronics with also some expertise in embedded systems and communication and things like that. So happy to be here. Thank you, BIT.
Thank you, sir. I welcome Sri Anand T, President, Asset Society.
Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Anand, President of Asset Society. So we are helping India to achieve the $5 trillion economy dream. And we are supporting upskilling the core engineering sector, the industries, we are supporting the professionals, and we are supporting the academia, so that upskilling is the key. So we are helping them to upskill in their core sectors and reach the Indian nationals target. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Actually, in the morning, we had an MOU with Asset Society. It is an NGO organization from both mechanical department and electrical department. They have assured jobs for the core disciplines, electrical, mechanical, and civil engineering. We are hoping to see more from your side, sir. Welcome, Mr. Chinmay Anand. He is an international speaker and an author.
Good afternoon, Namaskara. I'm not from BIT, but I'm from AIT, or was from AIT, Ambedkar College. Civil engineering, even till date, I don't know why I became an engineer. In India, we first become engineers and then we ask, what am I supposed to do in life? Father was a mechanical engineer, brother was electrical engineer. Most of my friends were engineers, monkeys see, monkeys do. I became an engineer only to realize that is not something I want to do for the rest of my life. Then I did MBA in Australia. I thought having MBA, I can run successful business. Again, it wasn't the case, failed in 6 businesses. Nothing against MBA, nothing against the university. In fact, I teach the subject finance in that particular university today. What I do is I help people in business make more money than they spend. I'm a financial educator. I also help businesses, family businesses, to transition, and also we invest in startups. That's me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I welcome Arun Kumar RK. He is a Global Director Digital, John Crange, and Smith Digital Group. Sir.
Namaskara. Wonderful. That is the energy what we want here. Good evening. My name is Arun Kumar. I am the Global Director Digital Business for John Crane, which is a part of Smith Group. I am a hardcore automation engineer, and I am also a practitioner of digital transformation. And my passion is to connect domain, technology, and people together. And today we have a very interesting topic, future skills. I certainly would like to contribute more and more, and I would like to share my experiences here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So you got to know that we have a distinguished set of panel members for the very interesting topic, that is the skills for future workforce, which most of you are interested. We are hearing this word skill very frequently these days. According to the internet, the definition for skill is, it is the ability to use new knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. One might be wondering, like all our students, that isn't their graduation a process of skill development? What they are doing engineering. Is it not a development of a skill? So let's have the discussion started off with this idea itself. Isn't engineering skill development? Or what else is required that has to be added, okay, so that they can be told to be skilled? Industry, what it says is, a skilled person is one who is productive from day one. Okay, a skilled person is supposed to be productive from day one without any training, anything else. So let's see from our distinguished panel members about whether the graduation is not skill. If not, what else has to be done so that our engineering graduates will feel that they are now skilled for the job? Let's start off with sir. Anyone? It's okay. Yeah, fine.
So I think that's a very interesting question, because when you talk about engineering, I think the way you need to look at skills is there's a foundational set of skills, and you build on top of it for the requirement on hand. All of us need a foundational set of skills, and that is what engineering provides us with. And that is because that's nothing to fault with that. Engineering provides us with a foundational skill, provides us with critical thinking, logical thinking skills which help in any way. What is required is post that skills, additional skills that you need for the particular industry you're going in for. And that is what we should talk about today in terms of what's required today. In the ever-changing world where advancements happen every day, how do you keep yourself upskilled? How do you keep yourself updated with what is required? And like we say, ahead of the curve. I think that's what is important. So it's not whether engineering is sufficient or not, it's engineering plus plus is what we should go for. And as we go through the discussion, we will talk about those plus plus.
Yes, true.
I think maybe I would like to add on the point. I think we talked about mechanical engineering, right? I think today when you look into the industry, I think hardly few people are there. But guys, let me tell you, I am a hardcore automation engineer, graduated in electronics and instrumentation, worked for nearly 20 years in Siemens technology. Just 3 months back, I moved my career from Siemens to a company called John Crane. When I talk about John Crane, they are predominantly a mechanical company. Those people, those mechanical graduates here, you know the seals, mechanical seals, couplings, filtration. There is a plenty of amount of digital transformation is required in this area. And I have been specially hired to drive this kind of a topic here. There are wonderful opportunities and there is a big market here. This is where I would just like to put a little bit more motivation on the mechanical side.
Well, my thoughts on this is engineering a skill? I would say yes. A certificate that says someone is an engineer, does that person has a skill? Maybe yes, maybe no. Where I'm coming from is one of my mentors said, when you go through 3, 4, 5 years of any kind of graduation, the recruiter is not really looking at you as an expert in that particular field. What they're really looking at is, did you have the basic discipline, focus? Did you show up every single day of the week attending classes? Whether it was interesting class, boring class, it doesn't matter. How many times were you getting distracted with your phone? Can you just sit, even though you're getting notification on your phone, without getting distracted? Can you study something that you don't even understand, but somehow you push yourself and can you study? These are all the things that knowingly or unknowingly we develop when we go through those rigorous 4 years of engineering. And eventually we will come out with some of the skills that we thought we never had, but once we are in the workforce, yes, we will slowly realize that. These are my thoughts.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Banu.
Yeah, madam, thank you. In a way, you are right. But
we are graduating so many students.
Yeah.
And now we are talking about the skill development. Wasn't skill development there earlier? Many of them are our alumni.
Yeah.
Okay? If they have come to this level, it means that they are skilled.
Yeah,
Okay.
they had
So
skills. We are giving skills, but the skills required in the present scenario are changing is what I want to focus. See, being an educationist, I define education like this. Education is what you remember after you have forgotten everything that you had learned. That's what will remain with you. That will make you a good to great engineer. So it's an integration of skills that makes you a good engineer who can upgrade himself to suit the needs of the society is what will become a great engineer. And I often list the few things that a good engineer should have, like natural curiosity, a good problem solving and analytical skills, communication skills, team skills, interpersonal skills, and then an ability to pay attention to details. You know, these are some of the 8 to 10 things that make any engineer good. But with the way things are changing, the skill sets required for you to survive in the market are also changing, especially in the last 1 decade. In fact, we had never seen the industry being so volatile than what it was in the last 1 decade. So obviously, more than how much you have learned, how much more you can learn is what is the important skill, I feel. So you should be lifelong learners to adapt to the requirements and the newer challenges in the industry. So we do give skills in engineering, but we should prepare them also to upgrade themselves constantly, continuously, so that they can survive in the market is the greatest skill I think we can give to the students. Being very open-minded is what is the very essential skill we should give the students, I believe. Thank you.
But before I talk about skill, I have a small question to all my younger friends here. How many are studying for graduate certificate? How many are studying for their careers? Then we'll talk about skills. Not hearing anything. Are you all studying only for the certificate, for the degree? Or you are looking to become an entrepreneur? Then you can talk about skill. If I don't get an answer, I don't get a chance of speaking as a skill. I was also sitting like you when I did my engineering in 1986. If you sit like this, you'll be sitting like this only. 86 opportunities were very, very less for us. Wherever we go with the certificate, they used to always ask us what experience you have. Unless when they don't give an experience, how do you get an experience? Today, I think most of the engineering colleges, you have skill training too, but still the training, what they are giving, it is not updated to the present skill which is required for an industry. So I think most of them are not interested to hear about the skill, right? Anybody can define skill? Any of my good friends? Nobody knows? You have a good skill. Opening your mobile phone, using your mobile phone is also a skill. I think you're all masters in your mobile phones, right?
Sure.
No? Nobody has the mobile phone. I think my friend was talking about the mobile phone. Nobody has the mobile phone. Skill. I think the skill definition has a large word. I think a couple of my good friends also were talking about. Friends, today's scenario in the industrial scenario is pretty big. It may be civil, mechanical, any of the branches you have. It's a wide opportunities you have where we did not had when we all completed our engineering. Madam was telling the difficulties when we have holding the certificate and running to door to get a job was so difficult. Today you have an opportunity in your door. People come to your door for recognizing their company and picking up from your campus. But you need to be smart, you need to be intelligent, you need to know what technology is going on today. Today, you all know digital, artificial intelligence, drone technology, a lot of technologies are coming. In case if you're not upgraded, I think you will not have a future. Karnataka, we stand number 6 in the industrial growth as of now, and we stand the second largest GST turnover in the country. So there's a wide scope of setting up an industries, the wide scope of you also becoming an entrepreneur. You need to come forward for what's requirement you have. We cannot push you out. So you need to come out, you need to learn, you need to be smart enough in learning the various requirement of the today's industrial requirement. Then I think you'll be able to observe, and of course, because skill, in case you don't have a skill, any private sector, we cannot observe you, we cannot take you, we cannot train you by paying you the salary for any years together. So that's the reason where we always look for the people who have a skill to get an employment done. So be smart, update your technology. I think there's a wide opening even to come out with a setup. The government is sponsoring, government is giving you various, I think every woman entrepreneur, you get a loan for the 4%. I think you can come out as an entrepreneur. Even the men also, there are a lot of subsidies are given in the Tier 2 cities in the state. You can be an entrepreneur. The projects also, there are projects which the government itself will sponsor you. There are projects which the people like our associations will encourage people if they come down to us. And we do also encourage people who come out with their project for the startup companies. We do have the finance which you will get it from the various banks also. Look forward, come out with the great knowledge, and look forward to see more BIT Asians who come as an entrepreneur to with the more industrial background. Thank you.
So thanks for the opportunity. I think everybody could have heard a lot of skills required and advisors. So I'll make it like a summarize very simple, all right? So from student to employable, all right? So that is a journey. So overall this journey, now totally 4 important skills required, all right? So 4 different skills required. So the first skill might be your basic. So that is what you are learning here, this 4 years of graduation. And before this discussion starts, even our keynote speaker, he was talking about having the old syllabus and the new syllabus and all. Actually speaking, in engineering, we cannot change the syllabus every year. All right, all the theories, theorems has been derived long back. All our seniors are not writing new rules, new things every year. All right, so the basics has to be learned. That is the first skill we require. And the second skill is technical. See, first skill, one more thing I'll tell you guys. To identify what types of skills we require, we have this question, right? So to get into this one job, why should I learn for 4 years? All these questions will be arising. You can compare just your fathers. You know, maximum in India's, the maximum father's profession might be like agriculture. If you ask any people, what is your father? They might say it in one word, agriculture. But behind that one word, you know how many tasks, how many activities are there if he needs to do agriculture? Right from, selecting the seeds, putting it at the right time, right sand, using the right fertilizer, growing it up carefully, cutting and putting it in the market. Every task has different job, okay? Different people will be doing. The person who knows everything, he is called as agriculturist. Likewise, if you are going to become an engineer, you need to learn all these 4 years, but you might not work on all the 4-year syllabuses. If you know everything, then only you can put the right things on the right place. That is the first skill you are going to learn here in the college for the 4-year. And the second skill is technical. Technical is, again, the learning into something which you like most. Like out of this 30 subjects, I might be impressed in 1 or 2 subjects. So I might develop my skills more. Like, the recent courses, you have plenty to learn. Like we have today, even I have identified one new course called, digital forensic, which might require for my own company. I've been surprised to see that event happening along with this. We were very happy to see that. So technical skills you need to develop. Which job you are mostly liking in and how to upgrade your skill on that. That is the second skill you require. And the third skill is interpersonal, your character. Each job, we have a certain attitude, certain characters. Everybody cannot do all the jobs. If it is a business development job, the basic quality, you should be friendly in nature, you should be having more friends, you should be very talkative, you should be roaming around, you should love to travel. If you have all these qualities, yeah, you can be a business development. Like based on your character, we have jobs here. So the third is interpersonal and the final is communication. Communication is, again, it is not the language. It is not what you speak. It is how you speak. That is the 4 different kinds of skills you require. So if you have all these 4 different kinds of skills, including the character. See guys, when we say interpersonal, you can identify your own father. Father have 2 different kinds of phases. One in work spot and one at home. Work spot is the professional phase, what he handle. At home, he will be a different father. Even I used to think my father, if it like workspace, if he's at home, I'll be happy. Workspace, he is very sweet and so lovable. But with us, he will be a strict father. So based on your job, you need to identify what kind of character is required. So if you can develop all these skills, 4 different types of skills, I don't think for engineers, as sir said, we have plenty of opportunities. Employment is nothing actually. It's getting easy. Yeah, thank you.
Sir, you would like to add anything?
I think a lot of comments on this topic. Just to cut it very short on this topic, certainly anything we are learning new is a skill. This is precisely what we are doing in this engineering. But only the level of expertise varies. It all varies from basic to intermediate to advanced to the expert. I think since many of the discussions are revolving around the same topic, maybe let me just touch upon on future skills. I think Madam will cover up those topics. I may be waiting for those questions.
Okay. So, Anand sir made my job very simple. Okay, 4 effective skills that you need to learn. One is about the professional skills. People now think that getting along with digital technology, digital literacy, data analytics, cyber security, AI, ML, and now one more to be added, digital forensics. These are the professional skills that one has to develop. But one needs to know that when it comes to application, it is multi-domain skills that one has to learn. It is not just about the computer skills. Remember that computers are nothing but the outermost layer to the core discipline, okay, which may be anything. Starting off with civil, mechanical or electrical, but computer will add another layer, changing the entire perspective of the application itself. Then sir was talking about the next one, that is the management skills. I don't want to elaborate and take too much of time. Okay, one has to be, particularly if one is thinking about startup and entrepreneurship, then you need to know and to be good in networking, creativity, critical thinking, then market exploration. So only if you have done all these things along with time management and finance management, probably you would be very good in starting up a new venture. Moving on, communication skills, sir was talking about. So of course, everyone was talking about something or the other about all these things. Okay, communication is not about just how to talk, what to talk. It is rather about, sir. It is not about what to say, it is about how to say. Okay, very important, because depending on how you talk, okay, the response will be decided. One more thing that I want to add to communication skill is, which probably the present generation has forgotten. We were talking about only oral communication, written communication, everything, but there is one more thing, that is listening. Listening is also one of the communication skill that one has to develop. You need to listen to another person, what he or she, okay, has got the experience, and probably something will give you an idea to start up with your venture. Finally, the personality skills, of course, they play a very critical role, particularly when there is a failure. When there is a failure and you have to start over, or you had done engineering, like Chinmay was telling, I didn't know why I selected on with the civil engineering. So if you are thinking that you don't know why you went on with that, you want to change over, and that is the point where, okay, you need to rethink, reskill, and think about what is your passion, rather than just think about what you don't like. You need to think about what you exactly like. And that is another skill, as everyone was pointing out. Sir, according to new education policy, yes, sir?
Yeah. Can
yes.
I add a point?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Because Madam is talking about communication skills. Communication skills is half about speaking and half about listening. Your ability to listen and comprehend what is being spoken is also a very essential of communication skills. And the point I would like to add here is, in addition to written and oral communication, 90% of the communication is non-verbal. I mean, the face value, the face reading, what you see. See, sometimes when you enter a staff cabin, you want to ask for an excuse. You will decide based on the mood of that particular teacher. That's an example I am giving. So most of the communication is non-verbal in nature, and because you will be working with, a huge group of people, your ability to decode what he means or what is in the back of his mind is very, very essential to ensure, very good communication skills is what I would like to add. Then Madam spoke about failures. See, essentially I can summarize all the 3 skills required for anybody for that matter, not only to students or anybody. One is technical skills. You should have extremely good IQ levels. Highly knowledgeable is what we say, technical skills. The second is soft skills. How good you are with your interpersonal skills or communication skills and so on and so forth. And the most important skill, according to me as a teacher, is life skills. How skillfully you can live your life. We call it as the art of living. How you can get along people. You may hate cockroaches. Tomorrow you may have to share the room with a person who lives on cockroaches. That's where we will end up tomorrow, correct? Because that's cross-cultural linkages are very more once you join an industry. So be good in life skills. And in life skills, just because the younger generations are mostly using the social medias, they want thumbs up always. They want to be liked. Whatever they post, they want to be liked. So if someone dislikes them, they don't like it at all. So be prepared in the actual world to face failures, challenges, upgrade yourself, and take it in the right spirit. So life skills, I think, are very essential with the way things are changing in the world today, is what I wanted to add. So anyone would like to add a point?
Anyone wants to add on that, sir?
I think that's a very good point. See, we talked about technical skills. We talked about life skills. In my view, it is something very simple. I have my own acronym called TMS. We need to have 3 different types of the skill set. One is the skill set, which predominantly on the technical side, and second on this mindset side, and third most important is the tool sets, skill about tool sets. Today the world is so much progressing, and just we need to know how do we connect the whole dots together. Today we have a chat GPT, you ask anything, immediately we'll go to the chat GPT and you will get a lot of information. Like that there are many things. There is also something called prompt engineering. This is where we need to feed lot of data and get the output. There are many things are happening. In my view, these technical skills, mindset, and the tool set. These are the 3 important skill sets we need to have for our future.
Thank you, sir. Being part of the educational system, we have seen changes in the syllabus very frequently these days. And we have introduced a lot of things to skill the students by the time they graduate, like training from the industries, training sessions or training courses from the industry, then add-on courses that we are doing, and some events organizing like this and allowing them to develop new skills. It may be the financial, communication and personality skills. But being part of the industry, so what do you think that we can add to their curriculum as part of this 4-year course, so that by the time they complete, they would have said, yes, I am good in this, I can do this?
Actually, if you ask me, I'll suggest entrepreneurial skill, which like sir said, because we understand engineers, after a certain age, they are not employable at all. They should stand on their own, like, they should be on their own service. So if it is one thing, if every engineer can think like a businessman, I believe there will be a huge revolution is waiting for us.
That's a great idea, sir. Just instead of an internship, we can take it as let them take on a new end-to-end.
Yeah, they should know right from the client's perspective. They should know how the service has been done. They should know the client's mentality. They should know the finance people mentality. So once they are knowing all the things, then they can put them in the right place. Instead of learning engineering, we can say practice engineering.
Yeah,
that will be a nice one.
Thank you.
I'll go with him. See, we need to understand what exactly they really are interested on. See, once when they are completing, on the verge of going out of the college, are they really interested to become an entrepreneur? Or they need to really see what happened practically. They have not seen anything. Theoretically, they have seen.
Yes.
The people who are interested on the industrial sector, which really they are interested, you can make as a team, maybe 10 members or 20 members who are really interested in that, to make a visit of similar industries. They'll get a rough idea what exactly the industry is. And to a certain extent, they may also be educated with the skill if they really wanted to become an entrepreneur, what exactly we really want to do. It will be a motivational for them also to become an entrepreneur, or really what is technology. So that will educate them on for the next future generation what they really want to do. Because what happens, they would have theoretically seen a lot of things. You might have told them this is the drawing. Maybe practically they would have not seen what component they do, how the technology is going on today. I think you have to make them some industrial visits based on their interest. I think it will add on their interest also.
Thank you, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Just to add on to what you said, in addition to having an industrial visit, I think what we should do is there's a new trend that's...
Sir, little closer.
Little closer? Is
yeah.
it audible? Yeah. I think a new trend that we are seeing right now is when students visit corporates and experience life there in terms of a day in a life of. So what the college can actually organize is tie up with corporates for students to spend a day in the chosen industry.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they get to feel, one is about hearing about it from people, but if you get the touch and feel factor, it helps a lot. It helps you decide, is this the right choice I'm making, or am I going down this path because of the hype around it? I think that is something that you can include.
But the big question is whether it is viable or not. The reason is we have such huge number of students, okay, sending them to the industry, whether industry can afford time, spend time for them.
This has to be tied in with the placement program. So what corporates are doing right now is when they are targeting certain institutes, they are picking up a cohort of students and getting them. So see, just like the students would like to know what am I getting into, the corporates would also like to know what kind of students am I getting. Because there's only so much that you can judge in a half an hour discussion. So that is the reason they're having what we call as immersive experiences, wherein students are gotten. So you're not going to get all 1,000 students in. You're going to get selective corporates with a selective batch of students to go through that. So that way it's good for the students. You get the first-hand experience what it is.
Probably the experience of that students can be communicated for the rest of the students also.
True, and everybody gets a chance because it's not that everyone goes to a particular corporate. You have to divide it into cohorts. There are, I mean, in the sense, areas of interest. Corporates who are focusing on a special area, special skill set, and then that's done. I mean, just like how your placements, it has to be tied in with your placements and internships.
That's a good idea, sir. We never thought about that.
I think there is
Anything else?
another way to handle this topic.
Yes, sir.
I know that there are a lot of constraints in taking all the people to the industry. Sure. In my experience, this was the same situation for me 10 years back while working with the Siemens. I had a team of about 200 plus people. And you ask, write any algorithm, they are very good and they will write anything. But if you ask why this is required, then there is a question mark. This is where what we have done is we created our own a small miniaturization plant itself. Good, that was really working good. People are getting good knowledge, getting good exposure how the plant looks like. But all of a sudden, COVID started. So much of investment we did, but it's of no use. This is where we exploited the technology. What we did is, we created its virtual model. We created its AR models. With that, we were able to demonstrate the same plant behavior as if we are in the real plant. So this kind of an experiences we created, I think you can give this as a kind of a project for some of your computer science students. It's possible to do it.
Anything?
To address this issue of academia versus industry or filling the gap,
Sir, if
we
you
have,
can make it little short, we'll
Yeah.
have a discussion with students also.
We have the practice of driving what are called as industry-driven course, in which a course is designed in consultation with an industry personnel, and one of our teachers and the industry person together delivers that course, so that that industry concept will come into the institute, and all the evaluations will be taken care by the internal faculty. And of course, it's very difficult to get the bandwidth of the industry people, but somehow we should find and have the course driven by the industry. So that is one thing you can think of, madam. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Sir.
I want to share you one experience when the students were taken to such industry visit. There was one college were taken to a signaling system of the Karnataka police. When the students were seeing out how it works, how the signaling works, one of the students raised a question: when you have already installed an artificial intelligence camera, why don't you make that camera to give the signaling? Wherever the traffic is more, that particular traffic has to open. So that system really, the idea what he gave out and what it came out, sometimes it will be good for us also to add on to that our technology. So that system has been implementing now on the Bangalore traffic signals. All the artificial intelligence cameras are there based on the traffic, whichever the area the traffic is more and the other places where less, that will be holded on and the traffic signals are given to that particular. So I think it will be a knowledge for either way around also.
So as sir said, what we really believe is every academia should hold the corporates also. So then only the research, like it might happen in a very nice way. It's in one term. But we need solution in the society for in so many areas, so many ways. So if that research has to happen, none of the private companies, I don't think they spend money on research. They don't have funds on research. So if the research has to happen, the private organization should have that collaboration with the institution so that both, it's like a win-win situation. Both academic gets benefited, simultaneously the industries gets benefited.
Sudha ma'am, I'm coming from a space like Balkrishna sir, he started his conversation asking a question. How many of you are here because you want a degree? How many of you are here because you really want to be an engineer? If I was in the audience back in those days, I would have definitely said I'm here just for a degree. So for those students who are not at all interested, like me when I was an engineer, you cannot teach anything to anyone if they're not interested. ನನ್ನಂತೂ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ನಂಗೆ 35-15 ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪು ಪಾಸು. So how can you get me excited? ನೋಡಿ ಕಳ್ಳರ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಕಳ್ಳರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು. So how can you excite these kind of people who don't have interest is the question. Now, swimming is a skill, communication is a skill, leadership is a skill. But we cannot teach swimming online or in a classroom. We cannot teach leadership in a classroom. I conduct sometimes public speaking workshop. People ask me, sir, online public speaking helkodtira sir? Public speaking kalibekandre you have to stand in public. So how can we make it fun and get them excited? Again, because you asked what can college implement, my radical thought here on this is you can try it out. Have a monthly competition. You are from electrical department. Have 4-5 departments. Throw down this challenge to every department student. Once a month, Pani Puri making competition. Feed the college with Pani Puri. No, Anna. Another month, juice making competition. Then they will making. Okay, apple juice ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Apple juice ಆದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು kg ತರಬೇಕು? ಒಂದು ಪಾನಿಪುರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪುರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? How do I go? How do I negotiate? Where is my team? Who is my partner? Politics. So they will understand why India is the way it is.
But now we have outsourcing companies, no sir. They may get everything ready.
And these are all
but
things
they
that you
need
will
to learn how they can do independently, each one of them.
Because we also talked about analytical skill and so on and so forth. Once they have, let's say they have made 1,000, 2,000 rupees, let them analyze what went wrong. Now many parents, they come and say, Chinma, you teach finance only to business owners, teach it to my teenage person. Finance literacy ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟರ್ ಬಿಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಬಿಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. And I ask them, okay, get those answers. And then they start doing it and they come and say, sir, I know how many toothpaste we use every year. Now slowly, without that person knowing, he is developing his analytical skill. Now if I say I'm going to teach you analytical skill, interest illa. But you make it fun. That would be my take on this.
People have thought that engineering is very serious business and that has nothing to do with real life. But in real life, everything is engineering. That they get to understand when you said if they are made to do one work, then they learn that there is finance management that they have to do. Okay, there is time management that they have to do. They have to explore this market to get the right things. So in every part of that, there is skill. Okay, so probably that makes them to learn, that changes the mindset probably.
Very true, very true. Just one more thought on that, because I've got so many friends, good to know. Again, they not knowingly, they are improving their problem solving skill in the last minute. Now what I mean by that is, if you are not interested, and let's say Monday on the exam ide, Friday exam ಮುಗೀತು, 3 ದಿವಸ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಸಖತ್ತಾಗಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಡೆಬ್ಯೂಟೆಂಟ್ ಬೌಲರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾಳೆ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾಳೆ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಭಾನುವಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಭಾನುವಾರ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಅಲಾರಾಮ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ 6:30. ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಅನದರ್ 3 hours ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. In 3 hours is dot bookalli, how can I make sure I select those answers which will help me get 35 marks? Now, today that is my greatest skill, which I teach to CFOs. CFOs go to the board meeting, is dot to report kortare. Do you think investors and board of directors are interested in going through 20 pages? How can you take the 20 page and give it in 1 page? I have developed that skill, knowingly or unknowingly, which again they will be doing. So I'm not encouraging you not to get interested. The point I'm trying to make is, whatever you're doing, give your heart and soul into it. Become curious. As ma'am was saying, listening is a skill, even observing is a skill. Just observe. Yenik rosu illitidare, ee rose enike, ya kalda. Do you know, I got to know 80% of the roses in the world, 85% of the roses in the world, do you know when it gets sold? Nodi ella
February 14th.
Practical, they relate to it. And why is that? Again, you're doing analysis. This is what I usually encourage people.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, just a point that sir mentioned.
Sir, one announcement I'll make.
Yeah, yeah.
So after sir will conclude, we'll be having a session for, we'll be opening the session for students. Be ready to shoot the questions at our panel members and get clarified for each and any doubts that you have. Okay. Yes, sir.
ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಿ.
Because he spoke about finance, etc. I wish all of you learn something about personal financial management, which becomes very real as you grow up. Even today I repent for having not learned personal financial management when I was of your age. It becomes very important because at this age we'll not know the value of money, and there is a joke on how money is spent. I'll conclude with this joke, which says that we often spend the money that we have not earned. I repeat, we often spend the money that we have not earned to buy the things that we don't need and often to impress the people we don't like. So let us not do it more and learn about personal financial management. So thank you, I think we can.
Thank you, sir. So can we have the questions from the audience? I'm expecting lot of questions.
Good evening, panelists. My question is to Balkrishna sir. Sir, this is regarding university is supporting us to have internships in industries. So it is very difficult for industries to spend time with the students who will send for internship. So is there any way they can support us by sparing some time, by sparing the industry talent, so that it helps the students when they are at the student period?
Yes, we are there to help you out. You tell me which industry you really wanted to visit with your students. I'll see that will be done for you. Anywhere in Karnataka, you tell me which industry you want to visit. I'll see that the permission will be granted to such students. Maybe they'll be able to spend a day or two with you. Not exactly they'll be training your persons there as an internship. I think internship means you are asking them to have for 3 months or 6 months, or you want to have the visit of the industry. I did not get your question. You want to have the visit of the industry, or you want to have the internship training for them?
I think our Prashant sir will answer this because he knows the problem very well. Like, training is, in some curriculum, it is for 1 month, and in some cases, it is 3 months. So, depends upon which semester they are in.
See, the medium scale industries and the large scale industries, they do that internship for 2 months or 3 months. The small industries or the micro industries, they are not doing the internship trainings.
Okay.
Only you can have a visit, have a knowledge of how exactly the products are being manufactured.
Okay, sir.
It is only for knowledge growing for the students. Internship, yes, the government has made a rule that medium scale and large scale, they have to accept the internship training for the students.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Vinay, please go to the last bench, no? Those are the people who...
All are my good friends. See, when we used to sit in the classroom, when master used to ask, all of you understood, we never used to open our mouth. We need to sit quiet. I also was to sitting, like you people only. Sit quiet, no answers, no questions.
Please come out with any doubts, not necessarily very serious.
Asking question is also a talent. Please stand up and ask for the questions.
Good evening, sir. So my question is to Chinmay, sir. Sir, what if your own child, will say, Papa, I want to do engineering after PU? Because anyhow, engineering is like not that much.
No, that says it all. That says it all.
Looks like you've answered your own question.
Sir, what would you suggest to your child, your own child?
Okay. Okay, to begin with, yes, I have a child. I have a daughter. She'll be turning 3 in April. And I was arguing with my wife, why should we put her to Fremont? Manela aata adkondirle, but my wife, she's a doctor. Ella the free seat bere sikkirado. Nav legends, ella thousands of ranking tagomandide engineering alli. If at all that happens, if she is interested, go and do it. So what? As long as you're interested. See, this is what I say. Broadly speaking, as we have been talking about skill, there is hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills are technical skills. And I believe hard skills, you have to be jack of many and master of few. Know a little bit about digital marketing, know a little bit about coding, know a little bit about analysis, whatever it is. Soft skills, I don't know why they still call it soft, it's not really soft to acquire. Here you have to master most of it. If you really want to communicate, master communication. If you really want to be a manager, master, learn what it takes to be that leader. Well, if she is interested, I would say, or anybody is interested, I was like, go ahead.
Sir, because you said engineering madadmel gottaitu nan yak engineering ಮಾಡ್ದೆ ಅಂತ. So, what would you suggest her? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಅದೊಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ. ಯಾರೋ ಪಂಚೆ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಊರೆಲ್ಲ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತೆ. ಯಾಕೋ ಪಂಚೆ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಊರೆಲ್ಲ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದೆ ಕೆರೆ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೆರೆ ಸಿದ್ದಾಗ ಪಂಚೆ ಇತ್ತು ಈಗಲೇ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೀಚ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್.
Well said, sir. There was one more lady here. Okay, on this side.
Hello, sir. I'm from Triple E itself. It is for all the panelists there. Sir, I want to know, sir, like, while we do, you said, sir, hard skills and soft skills, sir, but there are many websites nowadays, sir, where you can master your hard skills, sir, but they say we want little bit you should know about that skill, sir, but we are from that zero knowledge of that hard skills. What we should do that time, sir?
See, skills. See, for example, if I want to build my body, I want to have six-pack. I buy the best books in the market about how to build the body. My body will be the same. Unless I go to the gym and lift the weights, I can't build my body. So all skills are developed only when you start practicing. See, some time back, I had a student who had very poor English. He was from a rural area. I told him what he should be doing. Now he messages me. Sometimes I open a dictionary to know what that word means. Right? So as sir told, you learn swimming when you jump to the water, and your English will improve when you start using English. So whatever you feel you are weak at, or there is a scope for improvement, an area of improvement, you just get into that. It's a matter of few months and you will be at. Start from zero, no problem. Start from zero. Even Sachin Tendulkar used to say, when he starts a new inning, you will be very shaky with so many records between. It happens to all of us, right? So start doing it and you will be skilled in a few days or months.
So my interest is in DRDO, sir. Like, what skills should I prepare for it? Like.
Okay, if you want to join the defense organization, just go through the company profile, get a feel of what products they do, or what are the company policies, etc. And I think if you are very strong at your fundamentals, it does not matter whether you want to join DRDO or another place. We typically look at your attitude and some of these skills.
Thank you.
Yes.
See, my suggestion is, if you are interested in DRDO, don't ask suggestions from someone like me who doesn't know anything about DRDO. Go Google, figure out DRDO summit, DRDO events, whatever. They'll be having some kind of an event happening. Go there, attend. You'll meet people who have been there, who have done that. And tell them, sir, this is something you need to really play your card, all right, your student ID. Because this is what I did when I was in Australia doing my MBA. I used to go to and approaches to businesses saying that I'm an MBA student, I'm doing a research, is it possible to meet the managing director? And I was so surprised, even though I was meeting that person for the first time, and many people have this perception that Australia is a racist country. Well, to an extent it is, but it's not the way media has projected. People welcome them. If someone sees an interest in someone, they will go out of their way to help them because they'll be able to relate to that person when they were their age. Only thing is you need to have that interest, which I believe that you have. Just go and ask. And again, we are in Kuvempu Kalakshetra. Let me narrate an incident that happened in Kuvempu's life. He was a teacher in Mysore. One of the student bantante answer sheet nodidare and he has given 17 marks out of 100. Then ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಓಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರಂತ ಏನು ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರೇ ಇವರಿಗೆ 17 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಯಾರ್ದು ಇದು ಯಾರ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಯಾರ್ದು ಒಡೆಯರ್ದು 1 7 ಬದಲು 7 1 ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಸರಿ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ 1 7 ಬದಲು 7 1 ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ 7 1 ಬರೋನ್ಗೆ ನಾನು 7 1 0 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ವಾ ಸೊ he said no I'm going to give 17 he has failed ಒಡೆಯರ್ he really appreciated and he said ನಾನು ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು do you know what Kuvempu said ನಾನು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಯಾಲೇಸಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಬರಬೇಕು ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಹತ್ರ ನೀನು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು so if you are interested see where the Saraswati is you have to go you have to tell people I am interested I am curious sir I want to learn ma'am I want to learn from you and to see how many people will be interested to impart their knowledge.
Thank you sir.
Yeah, just to add one more point to that one, I think in addition to that you need to showcase the learnability, you need to showcase groomability. Today what is happening in this corporate world, when we send our job description, we will not get exact fit. What we look out is at least some 60-70% of good fit from the technical point of view. And what we look out is on this learnability point. If the person is really good in learning, that's good enough for us to train that person. You need to showcase these skills also in addition to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Hello? Boys? Already skilled with 2 rounds? Are any more doubts? How to get skilled, or are we in the right direction? So they are very disciplined students, sir.
If you don't have a question to ask, can I ask you a question and expect some answers from you? Is that okay, madam?
Yeah, yes, sir, fine.
This question looks very crazy. We're all doing, engineering, education, etc. We spoke so much about education also. The question is very simple. What is the product of education? What is the product of education? Can I have some answers? Yeah, knowledge. Correct. Product of education. Discipline. Good. Self-satisfaction. True. Pardon? Be humble. Great. Yes? Group work or teamwork, okay? What's the product? Product is something, that you become or that you get. Certificate. Good. Good. I mean, ultimately that fetches me a job. Yes. Job, salary, status, bungalow, car, all that is fine. Family, yes. Good spouse, yes. A great man has told that the product of education is ignorance. The product of education is ignorance, which means that it's only when you learn something that you know what still you have not learned. So keep learning, remove the ignorances, tamosoma jyotirgamaya, and lifelong learning is very, very essential if you want to survive in the market.
So shall we conclude, sir, then? Okay. So sir only gave the concluding remarks. So I keep telling in the classes that you should not concentrate on graduation. Anyone and everyone enters a university can get graduation. What is more important is you have to get educated. Okay? Education is much more, on a larger perspective, it is much more than getting graduated. And once you have got educated, you would have acquired lot of skills because you are doing that out of passion. With that concluding mark, I'll close down this session. I thank all the, sir, you want to have one final? No, if you want to give a final word, you can do so.
Sure. We've been speaking about what's necessary from a particular industry, what skills. I think one of the most important, and this is out of experience, as we hire more and more people, we look for skills, what we call as multilingual skills. it's not necessary for you to be a specialist in one area. Adaptability is something that is very, very important, and continuous learning. There's a saying that says, today, not someone who knows is not the winner. Somebody who can unlearn and relearn repeatedly is going to win. So it's important to continuously learn. And one last thing was on skills. Skills is very important in the sense that there's a saying that says, the bird that sits on a branch is not sitting there trusting the strength of the branch, but trusting the strength of its wings. That way, I think you should always believe in the skills you have, build on them, and that is what will get you through.
Anyone else had the same? Thank you very much, sir, on that note. It was really...
Just I would like to leave this thought. What if the future of workforce, they do only three things: imagination, creation, and strategy. These are the only three topics which the future workforce is likely to do. And I think you guys need to develop these kind of skills. Where are you standing there? Am I fitting for these kind of future work skills?
Thank you, sir. Of course, we have some great takeaway points. Okay. One point that we got is about making the students do the entrepreneurship, startup here only, do a startup business, then a day out in the industry, and then course to be designed along with the industry consultation, and having some makeup courses also. So thank you for that wonderful session, sir.